For almost 20 years now, there's been one show that has just danced its way right into the center of pop culture. So today, we're going to dive deep into the evolution of Dancing with the Stars, from its super stable beginnings to the huge shakeups that have kept everyone talking for, wow, more than 30 seasons.
So what's the secret sauce here? Well, the idea, which they actually got from the smash hit UK show Strictly Come Dancing, is beautifully simple. You pair a celebrity with a professional dancer, have them compete, and then you blend the judges' scores with votes from all of us at home. And that simple formula, it became an absolute global phenomenon.
All right, so to really get how this show has lasted so long, here's our game plan. We'll track its journey from the UK to the US, meet the original crew who really set the tone, take a look at the revolving door of co-hosts, relive that totally shocking 2020 shakeup, and then see how it's changing things up for the streaming age.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. Because before Dancing with the Stars was this huge American thing, it was a British sensation. And when it finally crossed the pond, boy, was it a game changer for TV.
So, get this. The show launched on ABC way back on June 1st, 2005. And it wasn't some quiet little summer show either. Nope, it just exploded. It grabbed everyone's attention and became a ratings monster right out of the gate, from the very first season.
But of course, a great idea is nothing without the right people, right? So let's meet the core group who basically became the faces of the ballroom. I mean, these guys had the perfect mix of humor, heart, and of course, dancing know-how for over a decade.
These four, they were the absolute rock of the show. You had the cool, calm, and collected Tom Bergeron as the host, and then that legendary judging panel. You had Len Goodman, tough but always fair, the super insightful Carrie-Ann Inaba, and the one and only, incredibly expressive Bruno Tonioli. This group right here gave the show its soul and kept it steady for so many years.
And speaking of steady, the consistency was just unbelievable. Tom Bergeron wasn't just a host, he was the anchor. That witty, comforting voice for an incredible 28 seasons. Think about that. From the premiere in 2005 all the way to 2019, he was the guy guiding us through every single cha-cha and tango.
But okay, while the main host chair was the definition of stable, the seat right next to him, well, that was a totally different story. The co-host job saw a really fascinating rotation of faces over the years.
So the whole thing started with Lisa Canning, just for season 1. Then Samantha Harris took over for a solid 8 seasons. She was followed by a former winner, Brooke Burke, for another 8. And finally, Erin Andrews joined for the last 11 seasons of the Tom Bergeron era.
I mean, look at that contrast. It's pretty stark, right? On one side, you have the ultimate constant, Tom Bergeron, 28 seasons. And on the other, a carousel of 4 different co-hosts. This long stretch of stability, with just that one rotating piece, is exactly what made what happened next so completely mind-blowing.
So after 15 years, 28 seasons of that familiar, comfortable rhythm, the music just stopped. In the summer of 2020, the show went through what was, without a doubt, its most dramatic and, for a lot of fans, its most shocking change ever.
And this was the question that was just everywhere, all over social media, all over the news. Why? Why would a show that was such a legacy part ways with its beloved Emmy-winning host? The answer pointed to a very deliberate and pretty controversial pivot in a totally new direction.
And the way the news broke was just as crazy. It wasn't some stuffy press release. Nope, it came straight from the man himself. On July 13th, 2020, Tom Bergeron tweeted this out, telling the world his 15-year run was over. Just like that. For the show's massive fan base, it was an absolute bombshell. So the key thing to get here is that this was a complete reset. Right after that tweet, the network confirmed that not just Tom, but his co-host Erin Andrews were also out. And in their place, Tyra Banks was coming in not just as the new solo host, but also as an executive producer, which gave her a ton of creative say in where the show was headed. But that huge shakeup, it was really just the beginning of a brand new chapter for the show. This latest era has been all about new hosts, a totally new way to watch, and a really touching tribute to one of the show's founding fathers.
And then, in a really groundbreaking move, the show jumped from just regular network TV into the world of streaming. It now airs live on both ABC and Disney+, which is this cool hybrid model that has completely changed how and where we all get our weekly ballroom fix.
So after 3 seasons, Tyra Banks left, and the show kind of looked inward, back to its own family for what was next.
former champion Alfonso Ribeiro was promoted to main host, and he was joined by another familiar face, former dancer and judge Julianne Hough, as his co-host. For a lot of fans, it felt like the show was coming home.
But you know, just as the show was welcoming back these old faces, it was also time to say a very difficult goodbye to another. During the season 31 semifinals, the last of the original four, head judge Len Goodman announced he was retiring. And with that, the book was officially closed on the show's founding lineup.
And in one final, really beautiful evolution, the show made sure the legacy of that original era would live on forever. After Len Goodman passed away in 2023, the grand prize, that famous Mirrorball trophy, was renamed in his honor. It's such a perfect tribute, and it guarantees that the show's history and its heart will always be a part of its future. Which, of course, leaves us all wondering, what's the next evolution of this incredible show going to look like?